Most people think protein is the healthiest thing you can eat. Want to lose weight? Eat more protein. Want to build muscle? Eat more protein. Want to stay full longer? Eat more protein. So, what if you took that advice to the absolute extreme? What if, for the next 30 days, you ate nothing except protein? No rice, no bread, no fruit, no vegetables. Just chicken, steak, eggs, fish, and protein shakes. At first, it sounds like the perfect diet. You'd probably imagine getting leaner every day. More muscle, more energy, almost no body fat. But that's not what happens. Because after just a few days, your body starts running out of the fuel it's spent your entire life depending on. Your brain notices first, then your kidneys, then your gut. And if you push it far enough, eating too much protein can actually become dangerous, even if you're eating one of the healthiest nutrients on Earth. So, what actually happens over the next 30 days? Let's find out. Day 1. You wake up. Eggs for breakfast. Grilled chicken for lunch. A steak for dinner. Maybe a protein shake before bed. Honestly, it doesn't feel that different. In fact, you probably feel pretty good. You're full almost all day. You don't get those sudden hunger spikes you'd normally get after eating something sugary. And you might even think, this is easier than I expected. But while you're going about your day, something inside your body has already changed. Your body has a favorite source of energy. It's not protein, it's glucose. Every time you eat bread, rice, fruit, or even a potato, your body breaks those foods down into glucose and sends it into your bloodstream. Your muscles use it, your organs use it, and your brain depends on it more than almost anything else. Today, none of it arrived. Luckily, your body always keeps an emergency backup. It's called glycogen. Think of it as a backup battery. Your liver and muscles store it for moments exactly like this. So instead of panicking, your body quietly switches to those reserves. And that's why day 1 feels normal. You still have energy. You can still go to work, go to the gym, run errands. Nothing seems wrong. But every hour, that backup battery gets a little smaller. Because unlike your phone, your body can't plug itself into a charger. Once those glycogen stores run out, it has to find another way to keep you alive. This is where most people make a huge mistake. They assume, I'm eating protein, so my body will just burn protein for energy. It will, but only because it has to, not because it wants to. Protein was never meant to be your body's primary fuel. Its real job is building muscles, repairing damaged tissue, making hormones, producing enzymes, supporting your immune system. Using protein for energy is like burning the wood you're supposed to use to build a house. It works, but it's incredibly inefficient. So your liver starts taking those proteins apart. It removes something called nitrogen, keeps what it can use, and throws the rest away. There's just one problem. That leftover nitrogen quickly turns into ammonia, and ammonia is toxic. Your body wants it gone immediately. So your liver works overtime converting it into a safer substance called urea. Then your kidneys flush that urea out through your urine, which means by the end of the first day, you're already losing more water than usual. You might not notice it yet. Maybe you're just a little thirstier. Maybe your mouth feels slightly dry. But dehydration has already begun. Then, you wake up on day 2. This is when most people expect to feel even better. After all, you've made it through the hardest part, right? Actually, this is where the real experiment begins. Because overnight, your body's emergency fuel tank is almost empty. And now it has to answer one question. A question that will determine whether you feel energized or completely miserable over the next several weeks. Day 2. You wake up expecting to feel better. Instead, something feels different. Maybe it's a slight headache. Maybe you're unusually tired. Maybe it's harder to focus than it was yesterday. You know that feeling when you skip breakfast and can't stop thinking about food. Imagine that, except you've already eaten. Your stomach is full, but your brain isn't satisfied. Because your body isn't asking for more calories. It's asking for a type of fuel it hasn't received in over 24 hours. By now, most of your glycogen, the emergency energy your body stored in your liver and muscles, is almost gone. And without it, your body has no choice. It has to switch to Plan B. Your liver begins converting fat into tiny molecules called ketones. Think of ketones as emergency fuel. Your brain normally runs almost entirely on glucose. But when glucose disappears, ketones step in. It's an incredible survival mechanism. Without it, humans probably never would have survived long periods without food. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't switch overnight. It's learning an entirely new way to power itself. And during that transition, you don't exactly feel your best. Simple tasks suddenly feel harder. Walking upstairs leaves you more exhausted than usual. Your workout? It feels like someone secretly added extra weight to every exercise. Not because you've lost muscle. Because your muscles have lost their favorite fuel. Then, around day 4, something exciting happens. You step on the scale. You're down 4 pounds. Maybe 5. You look in the mirror, your face looks leaner. Your stomach looks flatter. You think, it's working. But here's the truth. Most of that isn't body fat. It's water. Every gram of glycogen stored inside your muscles holds several grams of water with it. So when glycogen disappears, the water leaves too. That's why people often lose weight so quickly during the first week of an extremely low-carb diet. It's real weight loss. Just not the kind most people expect. Then something a little embarrassing happens. Your breath changes. Some people describe it as fruity. Others say it smells like nail polish remover. The culprit? One of those ketones your body just started producing. Acetone. Yes, the same chemical family used in certain nail polish removers. Every time you exhale, tiny amounts leave your body through your breath. It's one of the clearest signs that your metabolism has changed. But while you're noticing changes on the outside, something else is happening where you can't see it. Your digestive system. Think about everything you've stopped eating. No apples. No broccoli. No beans. No oats. No leafy greens. You've eliminated almost every major source of fiber. And that's bad news for the trillions of bacteria living inside your gut. Those bacteria don't survive on steak. They survive on fiber. You've essentially cut off their food supply. Within just a few days, some populations begin shrinking. Others that thrive on protein begin taking over. The balance inside your gut starts shifting. You may become constipated. You may feel bloated. Or you might notice something much less pleasant. Your gas suddenly smells far worse than usual. It turns out, your gut microbiome reacts surprisingly fast to major dietary changes. By the end of the first week, the cravings start changing. At first, you wanted cookies. Now, you do almost anything for a banana. Or a bowl of rice. Even plain baked potatoes start sounding amazing. Your body isn't craving junk food anymore. It's craving balance. Then comes one of the strangest chapters in nutrition history. Hundreds of years ago, explorers traveling through the Arctic sometimes had access to only one food. Wild rabbits. They hunted them, cooked them, ate them every day. The strange part? Despite eating until they were completely full, they slowly became weaker. Hungrier. More exhausted. Some even became sick. They called it rabbit starvation. It sounds impossible. How can someone starve while eating every single day? Because rabbit meat is incredibly lean. Almost pure protein. Very little fat. And your body can only process so much protein before it reaches its limit. Without enough fat, or enough carbohydrates, you simply can't make enough usable energy. You keep eating, but you never truly feel fueled.
Now, would this happen if you ate steaks, eggs, and salmon every day? Probably not. Those foods contain plenty of fat, but if someone tried living almost entirely on skinless chicken breast, or canned tuna, or extremely lean meat, they could eventually run into the same problem. Your body was never designed to survive on protein alone. It expects balance. And by day 10, that imbalance is becoming harder to ignore. Because while your body has figured out how to survive, it still isn't getting everything it needs to thrive. And that's where the second half of this experiment becomes much more interesting.
By day 15, the worst is over, or at least that's what it feels like. The headaches are mostly gone, your cravings aren't as intense, your brain has learned to use ketones more efficiently. You've lost weight. People around you might even start asking, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But appearances can be deceiving, because while your body has adapted, it hasn't escaped the consequences. Let's start with the biggest myth. If I eat nothing but protein, I'll build muscle faster. Actually, probably not. Building muscle takes more than protein. It takes energy. Every time you lift weights, your body has to repair tiny tears in your muscles. Protein provides the building blocks. But the repair process itself requires calories. Without enough energy coming from carbohydrates or fats, your body becomes surprisingly cautious. Instead of investing all those precious resources into building bigger muscles, it starts asking a different question. How do I survive tomorrow? Survival always comes before growth. That's why many people eating an extremely restrictive diet stop making progress in the gym. Some even become weaker. Not because protein stopped working, but because the rest of the equation disappeared. Then there's another problem. Vitamins. Most people think vitamins are only important because doctors tell us they are. The truth is, thousands of chemical reactions happen inside your body every second. And many of them simply cannot happen without vitamins and minerals. Vitamin C helps build collagen. Vitamin K helps your blood clot. Folate helps make new cells. Magnesium helps muscles contract. Potassium keeps your nerves firing properly. Where do many of these nutrients come from? Fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains. Foods you've completely removed. Now, a healthy person probably won't develop severe vitamin deficiencies in just 30 days. Your body stores many nutrients for weeks, sometimes even months. But that doesn't mean nothing changes. By the third week, you may notice your energy isn't improving anymore. Small cuts take longer to heal. Your digestion still feels off. And despite eating huge amounts of food, you don't feel as healthy as you expected. Then comes your gut. Remember those trillions of bacteria you stopped feeding? They're still adapting. Some species have almost disappeared. Others have completely taken over. Scientists are still learning exactly how these changes affect us. But we already know one thing. A diverse gut microbiome is generally linked to better overall health. And eating the exact same type of food, every single day, creates the opposite. Less diversity, less balance. Your body likes variety far more than trends do. Then comes day 25. You've officially proven something. You can survive on an all-protein diet, at least for a while. But surviving and thriving are two completely different things. Think about it. If protein alone were enough, nature would have made every food almost entirely protein. But it didn't. Fish contain fat. Eggs contain fat. Milk contains carbohydrates. Even the foods we call high protein naturally come packaged with other nutrients. That's not an accident. It's biology. Your body evolved expecting balance, not extremes. Finally, day 30 arrives. You made it. 30 straight days. Nothing but protein. So, what would you actually look like? You'd almost certainly weigh less. Some of that would be fat. A surprising amount would be water. Your blood sugar would likely be much more stable than before. Your body would probably be producing ketones efficiently. But you'd also be incredibly ready to eat literally anything else. A piece of fruit, a baked potato, a bowl of rice. Even a simple salad would probably taste incredible. Because after 30 days, your body isn't celebrating the amount of protein you ate. It's celebrating the fact that balance is finally coming back. And that's the biggest lesson from this entire experiment. Protein isn't overrated. It's essential. Without it, your muscles shrink. Your immune system weakens. Your body literally can't repair itself. But protein was never designed to do everything on its own. It was designed to work alongside healthy fats, complex carbohydrates, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and thousands of other compounds found in real food. Take away all of those, and even one of the healthiest nutrients on Earth stops being enough. So, what if you ate only protein for 30 days? You'd probably survive. You'd probably lose weight. You might even think it's working. But underneath the surface, your body would spend every single day trying to compensate for what was missing. Because real health isn't about eating more of one thing. It's about giving your body everything it needs. And sometimes, balance is the healthiest choice of all.